Welcome back, Principles of Management. How are you? This is Mr. Argueta coming to you on a cold October 31st. It is cold. It was cold this morning. It's cold right now. I don't know what to say other than just prepare ourselves. Winter is back. Anyhow, first and foremost, I wanted to just kind of give you an update of this discussion. I shouldn't say discussion. This post will not be graded. It's informational purposes only. You will not be expected to actually grade or reply to this. This is just for your information only. I also think it's important for me to stay in contact with you, let you know what's going on my end. That way, you know that I'm still connected on a weekly basis. Thank you for the replies. A lot of you have replied and appreciate the video. Videos are done usually at the beginning of the week. I try to do it as soon as possible. I don't get that luxury all the time, but today is Tuesday, as you know, October 31st. It is about 11 o'clock in the morning. I had some appointments this morning, got those done, and I have about a 30-minute gap before my next appointment, so I figured let me get this video to you. So the news. Here's what we got. We're in midterm week, so obviously no discussion to reply to. That gives you some time, but we have the midterm this week. So I want to start off by, before I mention the midterm, I want to start off by mentioning why I do not accept late assignments. This has been a topic amongst my students forever, and I want to give you, as one student kindly put, it's good to understand the sort of the reasoning behind your madness in regards to our class. So here's a reason. I understand all of us go through difficult times, difficult situations. I understand we have scenarios that come up, serious scenarios, situations that require our attention, that takes it away from the opportunity to do your work. I get that. I just don't want to put myself in a position to be the judge of who deserves an extension and who doesn't. Because I, as well, have gone through stuff in life and have struggled through some situations. And there was times where I would submit a request for an extension, or I need this or I need that. And some professors would do it, some other wouldn't. So I took a stance as to how I would handle this in a fair manner. And I think that for me and my ethical conscience and my perspective, I would prefer to just drop your lowest two assignment grades, and I'm sorry, not assignment, your homework or test grades, or quizzes, I should say, not tests, quizzes, and one assignment. So that equals out to about half of a week's work, like a full chapter dropped off of your thing. I do that because that gives everyone a fair shot. If you're doing good, well, you have nothing to worry about. You kind of have this sort of savings, a cushion to help you push your grade up a little further. But if you had a tough week and it was difficult for you to complete all the work, it was difficult for you to do something, you got sick, unfortunate situation at home, whatever it was, internet problem, whatever the situation was. I don't want to be the guy that's saying, yes, you should get an extension. No, you shouldn't get an extension. So I prefer to just drop the lowest grades on there. So you'll get that done as soon as I'm done with this video. You don't have to tell me what you want to drop. It automatically does it. I just go in the system. I say drop the lowest either quiz or homework assignment, two of them, and drop the lowest Learn Smart grade. So that should help bump up your grade a little, and it would give the opportunity for those that had a difficult time to sort of feel like you could still catch up. Now, that being said, that's not my biggest concern. My biggest concern is discussions are still, I don't know if it's a misunderstanding. I try to communicate. It's almost impossible to pass this class without your discussions being done correctly. What I mean by that is 30%, as I've mentioned in previous videos, of your overall grade is discussions. So if you don't do any discussion, The highest grade, if you get a 100 on everything else that you do, including your test, finals, your Learn Smart, you don't miss any assignments, you do everything on time, the highest grade you can get is a 70. So that's C. So if you miss 1 point, you're at a D. And in business, you don't pass with a D. You can't graduate with a D. You have to graduate with a C or above on all your business classes. So I try my best to try to communicate. But I know that a lot of times the people who are watching these videos and are interacting and are responding, I'm preaching to the choir. So I'm going to send an email. For those that seen the video, you will know what it's regarding. Unfortunately, I don't, first of all, I don't believe I give anyone a grade. I believe you earn a grade. You earn the grade that you put into. So I've mentioned from day one how important discussions are. I try to mention it every week because I think sometimes it doesn't add up because other classes might not have the same structure as I do, which I get. Part of going through this educational journey is understanding how to adapt to situations, and that's what this is. It would be an injustice for me to pass someone that didn't deserve it. I don't believe that that's fair to you who have put in the time and effort for it. Plus, as the program director from business management and having relationships within our business environments, when someone tells me they hired one of my graduates, it gives me a lot of pride because I try to hold a certain standard that I know when you're out there and you have a degree from us, that it's going to reach a certain understanding of level of business. So that being said, I don't want to keep harping on that because I feel like I don't want to lecture you guys because you are the choir, you doing the work. So instead, I want to switch this and tell you that I'm extremely happy with those of you who have put in the effort, put in the time, the SWOT analysis that I've seen so far, and I haven't finished going through all of them, but they're phenomenal, professional. Like I would put that up against any person in industry right now. Some of you have put the time and the effort to do it, and I want to thank you for that. It's impressive to see such professionalism at this point. So I encourage you to keep doing it. So let me also put this in perspective. After this midterm, which is multiple choice, 40 questions, 40 minutes, after this midterm, we'll have 3 weeks left. 3 weeks left. And I want to say that in between those 3 weeks worth of work, you have the Thanksgiving week off. So you're going to go 2 more weeks of work, Thanksgiving weeks off, and then we come back for the final week, and that's your final. So we're moving very quickly. So be prepared. This is going to go into high gear. We're going to go very fast through this process. Other than that, today, guys, I brought in just kind of some fruits. I did, by the way, several of my students, several of you guys have recommended a coffee called Black Rifle Company, I think. I saw it, I bought it. I bought their bold version. It was pretty good. It's not bad. I had it this morning. Pretty decent coffee. A little lighter than I would want. I like heavy, strong, slap you in the face coffee. This is good, and it was good because I can, drink a full cup of it. Typically, like during about this time, I have that cup. This is a cup my daughter brought me from Italy when she was in Italy over the summer. Essentially, it says the man, the myth, the legend. In Italian, she studied abroad in Italy and was out there for the summer. My wife met up with her in about July. They spent a couple weeks together out in Italy, having a great time, traveling all over the place. But anyhow, my point is, I drink a little shot or two of espresso, very strong, very to the point. I also recommend, some of you guys have mentioned that you've taken on some of the recommendations. I recommend you trying the Cuban coffee, the Cuban espresso coffee. The Cubans put, some sugar in it. I don't necessarily like the one they call the cortadito, which is basically they add some milk to it, and so it sort of milks it down for me. I like the 2 shot of espresso with some sugar in it. Take it, and it does the job. Um, that's it. Other than that, guys, Dalton, I noticed, opened a new coffee shop on King Street. I think it's called King Coffee. I'm going to check that out today. Normally, with my wife, we meet up after work, have a drink together. By drink, I mean a cup of coffee or some type of refresher. She goes to work out. I'll do heated yoga or something else. Or if I have a meeting, I'll go to my meeting. And then we meet up for dinner sometime after 7:30 or so. But that's our routine. So today, I think I'm going to explore this new coffee shop here in Dalton, and we'll see. I mean, it's technically Halloween, so we'll see who gives out candy. I don't necessarily dress up for Halloween. I didn't grow up with that practice in my life. I respect all those that do and understand. It's just not something my parents did with us, which it's not a big deal for me. It's not. I don't feel like I'm missing out on anything, especially as an adult. People here are walking around in different outfits. I saw an Elvira, Scarecrow, Dorothy. One person had a bunch of like names on them and like a little thief outfit. They were an identity thief. I saw Catwoman walking around. So there's just a bunch of different types, and it's pretty interesting to see. But that's it. It's cold, guys. Stay warm. That's it, guys. For those of you that knew, I got this. My wife got me this plant, but man, it doesn't look like it's doing very well. So you see the lighter colors. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to put water in it, but I just don't know if I have the right touch. So if you have any recommendations about that, let me know, because I think I'm killing it and it's not good. So, well, guys, enjoy a cup of coffee. Today for lunch, I have some fruits. I got a banana, apple, a plum. That's going to be my lunch, and finish off my appointment. So have a good day. I hope you're doing well. Wish you the best of luck in your midterm, and take care, everyone. We'll see you next week.